What do you think of me? With a rotor, it's coming back again, coming back to me. Yeah. I remember the long drives, the late nights in your car. I remember it all. Windows down, empty streets, you were all I used to know. You and I, forever ago. And you used to drive me home. Now I drive alone. You and I, forever ago.
Hello everyone, and welcome back again. So today I'm going to do a video on pruning and caring for cucumber plants. This video was requested by Nick the gardener. He's asked for a bit of advice on growing cucumbers. Now, I'm no expert, but I can tell you what I know. Really, it depends on the variety of cucumbers that you're growing. You've got two different types of cucumber, similar to the tomatoes. You've got your vining cucumbers, which that's mainly the varieties that I grow, and you've also got your bush varieties. Now, I'm growing my own saved cucumber seeds from my heaviest cucumber from last year, which was 5.6 kilos. So these I'm only growing for a single cucumber on these plants. So I am removing any of the male and female flowers that are lower down, which is giving it, it's just encouraging the plant to grow more top growth and get higher up here and develop more leaves to help uptake the light, which will give us better fruit and help shade the fruit from the sun a bit as well. I do have a fruit set on this one and a fruit set on this one, both at nice heights that I'm happy with. So once these start to develop, is what I will do is come along and cut the tops off these plants. I am removing any of the leaves from the bottom of the plant just to help prevent any disease or pest damage or anything like that, and just to help improve airflow, because as you can see by planting the beans at the back here as well, it's turning into a bit of a jungle back here. So I'm just keeping the bottoms of these plants nice and clean. That way there's no moisture going to get to the bottom leaves and form any mildews or anything like that. There are two different sorts you can get with the flowers. You can get some that produce male flowers as well as the female flowers. It is a good idea, once you've got a few fruit set, to remove the male flowers, as they do make the cucumbers go a bit bitter. The plant does need both flowers for the cucumbers to pollinate. So is what I always do, is remove the lower ones, keeping the top ones until the fruit next to those set or pollinated. As you can see, we've got quite a few at the top here, which I will be removing once I know these two are definitely growing. I'll be removing all the others and cutting the tops off these. But that is because these are the giant varieties. If these were just your normal cucumbers, I'd be letting all the fruit set, especially with the plant being as big as what it is. The other sort you can get, they are an all female flower plant, which is what the Carmen cucumber is. And if you have a look here, you can see there is no male flowers on this plant at all. It is just producing the female flowers. So there's no need to remove anything on those. The side shoots, once they start appearing, I will begin to remove those. Again, that depends if you're growing a bush variety or a vining variety. These are all vining varieties, so I just want them to grow a single vine up the trellis, and all the fruit should produce off that main vine. If I go leaving one of the side shoots on to produce another vine, it's only going to slow the growth on the main vine down and hinder the production of the fruit. So same with those, I'll just tidy up the bottoms, but obviously there's no male flowers that need removing on those, so I don't have to worry about that with them. If you've got the bush varieties, you can leave the side shoots on those, you don't need to trim those as much. It is a good idea to let them get so long and then snip the ends off them. That way it focuses more on producing the fruit rather than actual growth. As far as cross-pollination goes, I don't think it makes much of a difference with cucumbers. Say I've got 2 different varieties growing in here this year, and I have done in the past, and it's not affected anything. The saved seeds from my own ones, they seem to be growing as good as the original plant, so I really don't think that has anything to do with it as far as cucumbers go. As for feeding them, once the plant's quite established, I'll come through and give it a top dressing with some fresh compost again, and then I'll be feeding exactly the same as I do with my tomato plants. Every other watering will be a feed, and that'll just be a comfrey concentrate feed that I'm going to be using for that. But it is a good idea to have a well fertilised growing medium. I've added farmyard manure, fish blood and bone, some Nutrimate, and I will be feeding very regularly with all of these plants. It's all going to be homemade comfrey concentrate, which there's going to be a video on in a couple of days' time. And the only other tip that I can give you with them is harvest as often as you can, because as long as you keep picking, the plant will keep producing, and have another batch ready a couple of weeks later just to replace any that do die out or get diseased, because they are prone to powdery mildew, spider mite and quite a few other pests. They are a tropical vine, so they are quite attractive to the pests, so it's good to have marigolds and other beneficial plants in and around them as well. If you leave one go too far and it starts to produce the seeds inside the cucumber, that is it, the plant will stop producing and you won't get any more cucumbers off that plant. So once that happens, it's best to just remove the plant and get a replacement in as soon as possible. So I hope you found any of that useful. Like I say, I'm no expert with cucumbers, but I will tell you what I know. If any of that is wrong, I'm sure I'll get corrected in the comments, and if anyone's got anything else that they'd like to add to that, please drop it in the comments, because we're all here to learn off each other. Nobody knows everything, and you get a lot of useful information out from the comments and a lot of good people helping and interacting just to help us all along the way. So for now, just like to say a massive thank you to everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it brought some help to anyone out there. And if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button and drop me a comment below. Bye for now.